Sense.
Okay, let's go.
I got it. Let's go.
Okay. All right, so guys, I really want to talk about something that's still a little heavy, but most of us have actually encountered it once. Or...
Not me.
You know what I'm gonna say? Anyway, so I remember I dated this guy, and we had a really good relationship at first, and things just got rocky. And I stayed with him because my house was being fumigated. And from the moment I started to stay by him, things started going weird. But
When you say weird, what you mean?
like he started, he needs to sleep by his mom because she's not well. You know, he was starting
He didn't
to
want
be
to sleep with you?
distant. He didn't want to sleep, and I was at his home, and something was just off. So it was his birthday, and 3 people came, a couple and 1 woman. And then when it's time to cut the cake, he called me, said, "Oh, we're doing a thing downstairs." You know, very random. I came, when it's time to cut the cake, he called his son to cut the cake. Like I was just, I don't know, snarly.
Chop liver.
Not even chop, it's snarly. You know, there's like a dog with mangy. That's how I felt. But anyway, so I said nothing, but I felt some type of way. Then she wanted to turn up music. And it was all about her. So I realized something was going on. So at this point, he was like, "Anyway, we're going down the road." And they were leaving me. I well dressed in my nice dan. I can remember that time I was like, hot body girl, you know, doing my bodybuilding. Body looked good. So I'm like, I well dressed, why would you leave me home? And he was like, don't bother with that. Jump in his vehicle. So I was standing by the door trying to talk to him, and he reversed the vehicle and the door hit me. Bam. So when the door hit me, I just took up the garbage bin and I think that broke his windshield. Because like, why are you hitting me with door and her door dragging me? You know, you understand? It was not like the door just tapped me. The door dragged me. It's like he so wants to leave with the person, you know. You don't put your hands on me, you don't hit me, especially the vehicle. So we had a big fight, like a huge fight. Because when that happened, when you hit me with your vehicle, I hit your windshield, fighting start. Like, why would you want to hit me back? It's, you know, we're even. Anyway,
We're not even, no, because the windshield mash up.
We
continue. We're not even.
So what happened to my
Your body didn't mash up because you couldn't lift up anything to eat. Your body don't mash up. Continue.
Finish.
I am standing here. The door is open and he reversed with me and Anyway, that was the least that could happen. So he ran out the vehicle and, you know, we started a fight, tore my lovely dress, my purple and lace dress. I can remember that. And it got really serious because he's very crony. And yeah. And then when he realized that we're getting it good, he took a shovel and tried to hit me. And I can remember, first thing I thought in my head was, you know, when you see these movies, it's blunt force trauma, it's always a shovel to hit the person with, you know, and then he ran inside, so he's going for his gun. And his brother at this point said, he will shoot you. So they're like, Julie, just leave, just leave. So I can remember running out the yard, you know, because sometimes, you know, what they say, you have to know when to run for fight another day. I ran out the yard, went to the neighbor, actually jumped the neighbor fence, went to call my best friend, got the police involved, of course. And yeah, and I always say that that's the only time a guy's ever put his hand on me. Only time. But I always think of it when I hear people speak about their domestic violence. Because for me, when you put your hand on me one time, fight it, now go done, because I am going to hit you back. You know, so that's something I just wanted us to explore tonight. We keep hearing it, and I know we talk about relationships here. We talk about our Caribbean culture, and it is something I think we should just touch this evening. Have you ever had a partner hit you?
It's funny. That is so funny. That is hilarious. That's what you call small talk, because I have fought. Like, I used to be a real fighter. I got expelled from school from fighting. I fought a teacher already. Like, I used to be very violent. Never fought in a relationship, never had, like, that kind of situation. But, you know, going back to your situation, when this guy was trying to leave and you trying to stop him, no excuse for him hitting you in the car. There's no excuse. He has to take full responsibility for starting that. But do you think when women start to, I mean, the evidence is clear, he didn't want to be with you. you at that time.
There were many red flags.
There was many red flags and evidence.
Just
that
based on your story, and I wasn't even there.
Exactly. He's not.
But that's all within one night. It's not like something that you
But
get
hear
to
this.
No, but
process.
it's back-to-back red flags.
Yeah, I get that.
He's
of
leaving
course.
you. So I think in a lot, again, no excuse. I want to be very clear on that. No excuse for anyone putting their hands on anyone.
But
But
you
in
feel-
situations like that, why do women refuse to accept not even like subtle red flags, blatant, I going
Billboards.
about my billboards, like LED
Billboards.
screens with ads on it, like he doesn't want your company, he's leaving you with somebody else, he's gonna check your scene. Why would you find yourself trying to block him or find yourself by the car?
Well, I
why
can't
would
do
you
that for you.
embarrass? Why would you even embarrass yourself as a woman?
Well,
by
for me, it's
doing
not.
that?
I'm embarrassing myself because it's happening right now. This is
And
my
you were
partner.
staying at his house.
I'm
She was
living.
also
I'm
staying there.
living. It's not like I am his fly-by-night girlfriend.
How long did you stay by him?
We're just there for a week. I have my own home. It's not like we're living together. It's just my house.
I think after the first little weird instance where he was acting funny, people need to stop forcing situations. You should have left.
left.
should
But
have left his
a lot
home.
of times too.
The night
I get what you're saying, Ash, but a lot of times you're not. And I don't want us to dwell on Julie's situation
that's
because again, it might. We were not there, and like she was saying, it's like she was staying there for a short period of time. I feel to some extent that a lot of times as women, something's happening to us, but we're not able to recognize it in that moment. And yeah, you say the red flags, and like I agree with you. There are red flags. I see times when well, for me, it's only happened to me once, and I didn't get beat up. I mean, I've been, but when we're talking, I'm referring to a partner. It's happened once, and it was a jack. It wasn't even a full blown. And I feel to some extent, and I'm probably making excuses for him by saying this, that I was kind of in his face too a little bit. You know, I was like getting in his face, and he was just like, "Woman, I don't want to fucking talk about it." You know, it was kind of like,
Respect my
get out of my
space.
fucking face. You know, it was
Yeah.
kind of like that, and I essentially broke my clavicle. Like it was a jack, you know, and he was upset, and he had. I mean, the reason why he was upset was it was valid for him to be upset, but it wasn't confirmed what he was vexed about. You know what I mean? It
No
was,
context.
right. So it happened, and I'm saying to myself, like, cause I know we see all these jokes online about women beating man, and sometimes I know there are instances where women can become very aggressive with their partners, and they come up in your face, and they're like, well, hit me now, hit me, you guys woman, you guys, you know, like, hit me, put your hand, and then when they put their hand on you, then you want to cry domestic violence. Not saying
That's all
that
cases.
but I'm still not condoning a
Domestic
man
violence,
like the behavior to do it, because I know I have a friend actually whose woman would do that a lot, like come up in his face, and she did it in our presence. She's done it like throw things at him, you know, like be very violent towards him, and he'd always like turn his back and walk away. And I could just sense at some point that he would just snap, and lucky for him, he didn't stay in the relationship. He left before because he felt that he had taken enough of it.
It's too toxic.
Right. But some people, it's hard for them to get out of it, and when they stay, because some people have a lot more riding on it than just the confrontation. It could be you have a mortgage with the person. It's not easy to just up and left, right? And that happens, and you know we've seen instances where people get unalived. You know, they get there have been many instances where really bad things, people get beat up in their face, all of that. And, you know, we say the man is wrong, but are we also to be blamed for part of it?
I think in some cases, yes. I have a belief, and a lot of people will disagree, and people may be pissed off at me for saying this, but I think if a woman is man enough to hit a man, then she's man enough to take a hit back. No person should put their hands on another human being unless they're willing to get it back. Full stop. You do not get in people's face. You look like you just point your long fingernail all up in somebody's cheeks and whatever, but I don't believe in that. If you're in a relationship, you're having an argument should always be verbal. Just because you're a woman doesn't give you the right to put your hands on a man either.
Well,
Now,
domestic violence is not just male to female; it's both ways.
It's both ways.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just
right. No, but I was
clarifying,
saying that when women hit, because you have to also understand like the social aspect of when a man gets abused. He's sometimes even laughed at. He can't go, especially
He's
in Caribbean.
emasculated.
Yeah, especially in Caribbean culture, you go to the police station, they may laugh at you, and that's very sad because that's a real thing. As a man, you feel like you cannot defend yourself.
You
or
cannot
you're-
even speak about it.
Right,
Why-
or you
like,
cannot defend yourself in it. So your wife or girlfriend or whatever is beating on you, right? You can't even defend yourself or like hold her or whatever else. You just have to take it. Sometimes you walking away and they going after you. you know.
Sometimes it's the verbal abuse for me from women, and I do understand that we are biologically more emotional, and of course, when you're emotional, you act erratically. So we have to give that. So of course, women need to work on their emotions, and when a man is very emotional, he's a bitch. But sorry, I don't want to go off. But I think that if your girlfriend or your wife hits you because they're more emotional, if your first instinct is to beat them, then something wrong with you. That's in my, because like, for instance, like with Jael's situation where if she had jacked the man, cause that's not a beating, that's a jack. That would have been, and he hit her back, that's wild. You understand? Because sometimes that's just how we are. Or dare I say, your girlfriend slap you. That's like a staple. Women just always slap out of emotions. It's like,
But I
throw a drink,
I don't
or
think
throw
that
a drink.
But I don't think that is
No,
proper
ever.
behavior, though.
It's not proper behavior.
Julie, there's
but
no
if you turn
excuse.
around and you beat her for that,
There's
I
a
think
difference
there's
between
an issue.
tit for tat.
I mean, if
there's
you-
a difference.
If you look at how we're built, men and women were built completely different. Men have a lot more strength
In most
Yeah,
cases.
in most cases than women. In most cases, right? So I understand where you're coming from, where you can say, if a woman put her hand on you and your response is to beat her,
There's a difference between a beat and a slap back.
Walk
right?
away.
However,
Leave her.
However,
Why?
but many a times,
about
a
it
lot of
later.
women will call DV when they get a slap because they were looking for it. And when I say looking for it, they were in your face, and you get a
Poking
brush,
you, juking
and
you, juking you, juking
and you
you.
call
And
you
I'm
call
saying it's
DV.
wrong.
But there's also scenarios where men are possessive, become very jealous, and they feel like you're their property.
That's a different ballgame.
And their way of controlling you
Is to beat you in your
is
face.
to beat you in your face. Sometimes some of them beat you in places where nobody can see.
Yeah.
Right? They'll put their hand on you and they will make you feel their love, like they want to call it, you know? And honestly, like in those scenarios, like I know some women convince themselves that they're getting that because he loves them.
Let me tell you how sad it can get, and that's why I've always believed and pushed for being very cautious of the environment you create for your children. A lot of girls who are raised in households with an abusive father tend to, not always, but tend to go for men that are abusive because this is what they grew up knowing is love. I know of a situation with one of my friends who was dating this girl, and she would get angry at him because he doesn't beat her. Right?
She wanted blows.
Yeah, I've
She
heard of
wanted
that,
it
yeah.
because she associates it with love. So she even got so like, think about it, she pulled up a knife on him and said, why you not beating me? You don't love me? There's a lot of people who need healing, and that goes back to sometimes the environment you create for your children. It's very important. So as a mother, you're not walking away for you alone. You're walking away for your children. And that's important, but it's a lack of education. It's, again, the environment you're brought up in. It's societal support.
And
There's
sometimes
many
you
other
really
factors.
cannot leave because the man might be the breadwinner of the household.
No.
And it's very
I'll go
difficult
hungry,
to leave.
I lose weight. It not happens.
Sometimes
And
it's
I'm
not
staying-
that
I'm not
simple.
staying. I'm
Sometimes
not
it's
staying.
not that simple.
You know, and another thing, we're talking about psychologically, verbal abuse for men. You know, very often in the Caribbean we'll say, you know, tell young boys, you're ugly, or lead, you know, your head big. And then men grow up with low self-esteem and they want to date the most beautiful woman so that they can feel
And then
an
they're
ego
insecure
to
and
feel like,
possessive.
you know, I can get her. And then the moment they get her, because she's beautiful, they always think another man will take her away because of the insecurity. And they beat,
And yes,
they
another man
beat-
can take her away.
They beat on the
No,
woman
but
for
I
that
think we need to
reason.
let them know. Yes, another man can take. I mean, and nobody is your possession, your property.
You're not horse and chattel. I
Nobody. At some point, you have to. Men need to get that through their head that your wife is not your property.
I get that. But
Your
we
girlfriend is not your property.
We also need to understand that instead of repeating cycles, because we're talking about women who've been brought up in abusive homes, they want to be abused, but we need to also talk about why some of our men are abusive. It's not just that they saw their father be abusing their mom, but we also verbally abuse our men into having low self-esteem sometimes, and they think that's the only way they can control. So sometimes we have to think of the, you know,
Well,
talking
again,
about the
it's back to
psychological,
environment.
yeah, the
It's
psychological part, because we are so quick to tell a little girl, "You're so pretty," you know, and then she grew up and she looking like
Actually,
a king.
I find more in the Caribbean that the girls get the most abuse verbally than the boys.
From parents.
Yes, they under more pressure in the household. So, like for instance, if a girl is caught even talking to a boy after school or whatever, the parents might drag on you, salop and but you find out your boy is doing whatever, he's being a boy.
Yeah, but that's
There's
a different
way more-
dynamic. That's
really.
about
They're
dating and stuff, as opposed to letting somebody have a low self-esteem, you know, because of their
But that
exterior.
contributes to a low self-esteem. That pressure, that bias, it affects you because you're watching your other siblings, because you're not watching your brother as a male, you're watching him as your sibling. He's equal to you. Why is he getting a different treatment? So you feel lesser of a person. That has a big effect on you growing up. You
Okay,
understand?
fair
So
enough.
again, like I think most of our issues start off in the home, if not the home, our environment. And what support are we giving the young women who are being abused or the young men being abused? Can I go to the police station and feel like they're going to do something?
Half the time they don't do anything.
Right. So
and
now,
I know that I can speak from even my own freaking experience growing up as a child. Like the amount of times the police did nothing.
Right. So now, if they're not going to do anything, you're hesitant to report it because then now, if your
but you're
partner
saying
finds
that-
out you reported
but
him, he's going to abuse you more.
Right.
Because
Where do
you're
you
not
go?
supposed to report him. How do we bleep out what I'm about to say? Don't report him. If God forbid a man hits me, God forbid a man hit me and think that story done, we didn't get to bacchanal it out and roll in the dirt and I break your windshield, I bill. Oh, guess what? When you go sleep, if I can't beat you, come back. When you go sleep, I know I was talking about pour bleach in their nose, but there's so many things I'll do to you when you go to bed. And then by the time,
That's
hey,
not right.
I don't care what you say because I'm not going to go make a report at the police and they don't bother with me and I go stay with the man and oh, he's the breadwinner. I'm going to lose weight and I go injure you. That's all it is.
Now, I have a question. Do you think a lot of times there are these red flags prior to the abuse and we choose not to ignore them?
Choose
to ignore them for whatever reasons, and then it gets to that point?
Sometimes, but most of these men are psychopaths. They come, they smile, and they beat.
How many
They don't
cases
just-
do we find where the relationship is perfect and one day, out of the blue, he beats on you? There's usually signs of being controlling prior, usually, that women tend to also ignore.
Love bombing. may be something that people call a quote-unquote red flag. But when you're dating somebody and they show you all of that, you're not going to think, oh, that's a red flag, that's a red flag.
Extreme.
Not realizing that it's a controlling factor. Because you're not going to...
It's a way to manipulate
but it's manipulating.
I do not fall like, okay, again, like I have told you already, I believe love is a boil that grows on your brain and bursts in your asshole, right? If you get caught up in that emotion, you become blind to a lot of things that are just blatant in front of you. So if you're a person who loves self first, because a lot of people talk about, oh, I put myself first and I love myself and whatever. It's a lot of talk, right? I'm not saying being selfish, but if you're very protective of your peace without being selfish, you're going to notice some of these blatant signs. These things of disrespect or control.
I feel some are blatant, but some are not. Some are not. And I know of instances where people, they just switch up.
Like
just like
sweet,
like they just
no signs.
Yeah.
Just switch up.
And
Just switch
right
up.
away get abusive.
But they could also, you remember too, people could have their own triggers. And all along,
100%.
they probably were not triggered, so there was no reason for them to do anything. But imagine that happens where they're triggered and then they do that. Like I know of this one person who beat on his woman, and all along, like I'm just like even to a day like today, I'm just like, that was not the person that I know. Like that's not, like, when did that happen?
Yeah, but again, that is you on the outside, not in their household.
No, but even other relationships that they've had can vouch for that person and say, that is not that person that I know too.
Because
Okay.
And that person was somebody, something triggered that person.
But
I
sometimes
can
the trigger is
take
not
back-
something bad. The trigger is just knowing that you're happy and comfortable. They have you where they want you. Boom.
Okay, I can fully agree.
Hi,
Obviously,
Zanim.
no one scenario works for all situations, 100%. But I'm saying it's a shame in those cases where you're so caught up in either the idea of a relationship or being in love or whatever it be that you ignore these blatant
Yeah,
signs.
because they're signs.
And you value the relationship more than you value
Like a man that
yourself.
say, if you leave me, I'll kill you. Or I'm never gonna live without you. If I can't have you, nobody else can have you. So you tell me so. That's it. We're done.
And you see,
We're
that is a red flag for a man to say.
100%.
For a man to
But
say
a lot
to
of
you,
women will say that is so romantic.
Okay.
which is wild. Somebody telling you,
Hey.
if you leave me,
Say,
or if,
Pa,
or
Romeo
if
and
I
Juliet.
can't have you, nobody else can.
Or even when they say, I'll
There's
kill myself.
nothing romantic about that.
Hey.
Or somebody saying, if
No
you
one
leave
can
me,
have
I
me.
will kill myself.
No,
Chances
you're
are
not
they will
holding
kill you first,
Hey.
and then themselves.
No, but not
I
just
will
that.
ghost
You're
him
not
before you
holding
become the ghost.
You're not holding me hostage.
Because I don't know why people stay and think this is romantic. It's not. It's not. It's not. You just have to
100%
ghost somebody who tells you that. Or somebody that tells you something like, nobody else can give you what I give you. As soon as you tell me that, we're trying to go on like it's a competition. These are the kind of red flags that I would not stick around for. Or if we're having an argument and you push me, because like I said that you push me, that's a red flag. You understand?
Down to you, man.
No. I'm just thinking that
Does
you've
that trigger you?
you've never had a partner that really upsets you, and after things settle down, you try to rough out with them so you can give me a hard blow. You never do that.
So you can get a hard blow?
You hit them hard, like so you're roughing out with them like pillow fight or something, but in the back of your head, you make one be very hard.
No, I don't.
Tormented.
Toxic.
Yes.
Toxicity at its best.
And I do not like. I find.
I
toxic
find that like
so
so-
I didn't say I do that. I'm just saying this is
You've done it.
Oh my God. Julia is so guilty.
Juliet
Where?
box up the man because the man
Where
did so.
share?
She's doing that like everybody does that.
No, Julie.
People should not stay with
I
you.
do
No,
not
but
find toxic
if we've
cute
already,
at all.
if we've had an issue and we hashed it out, the pillow fight might lead to good sex.
Yeah, I don't live to good sex.
Not me beating you.
But don't beat the
Everything
man.
leads to sex with you, Jael.
Tell her.
Anyways,
Sex
backing
and
it up.
money. That's what solves all problems.
You
know-
Yes, sex and money. That should be my shit. Solves all problems.
Problems. Your
That's
two
my 2
cents.
cents.
Okay.
Jael has 2 cents.
Sex and money.
leisure.
Sex and leisure.
I need to put the
What are
account
your two
number.
S's, right? One of them.
Yeah.
Yes, we put the account number on the leisure, so
Yes.
you understand it one time.
Yeah, that number 3,19303. Yeah, 3,19303.
But on a serious note, it's something that's really heavy in our community, and
Yeah.
while we're thinking that young men are fighting because of gangs, people can actually hurt their partner because of your own little porky that you grew and wash and have as a precious thing. And no, just don't laugh. It's a serious moment.
I'm sorry, Julie. Julie, you just have to
You
go
did
there.
that on purpose.
But because this is always my... Yeah, and it's just crazy that a man will say, that sex is so good. Like we should just talk about, just like how Jael thinks sex and money is important, there are men that figure, I've invested in that woman and her sex is good. She's not going anywhere.
And she should not go
And
anywhere.
she should not go anywhere.
What? Your face. She should not. She should not go anywhere. Because the man does watch the investment, you know. And some of them become aggressive because and the second that they, imagine you with somebody, and I mean just put yourself in their position. You with somebody for 5 years, you've given them your all, you've given them money, you've given them probably send them to school, you've done everything that you could possibly think, and the person turns around and say, you know, I don't love you and whatnot.
All investments are a risk.
That
can
is why
set
I
a man
don't
off.
want man money. That is, I know you're not going to agree.
You on your own.
But that's why I don't want
You
man
on your
money.
damn own way. I want your money.
Hold up. Jael.
All of it.
Jael, as a woman, you cannot deny that giving up your body, right, is way different than a man giving up his body. And a man taking care of you and investing in you while you give yourself to him,
It's only
and
reasonable.
only considering the man's input into the relationship is very unfair.
But men do that.
Yeah, but okay, but as women, we cannot back that. If you decide you're with this woman and you want to pour your money, you can make back. You cannot take away a body count. You cannot take away certain things. We all know there's
The elasticity of the cocoa.
Well, you can redo that.
The cocoa.
But there's spiritual repercussions as well, right? Especially with women, with men too, but especially with women.
Because we carry that shit with us.
You carry that. So if you're in a relationship with a man and you're giving yourself to that man and he decides he wants to invest in you and after a while you lose interest in that man, he has no right to get angry.
He
That
never
is
has
not-
a right.
But you see, men don't think that way.
Yeah, but we
They're
cannot back that. We cannot
Men
back
don't
that.
think. Men
You
don't think that way.
chose-
They feel that from the time I have said that you are mine.
Yeah, but
That's-
I don't condone that. Again, you cannot possess anyone.
Not horse and shackles.
You've had friends that have invested in you without any kind of exchange.
True.
Right? So they believe in you, they believe in your potential, they put into you.
Y'all don't do pay down on the pum pum here?
What?
Pay down on the pum pum now?
Oh,
Where a
wait.
man, he likes you and he just, he takes you to dinner, he buys
There's
you nice
plenty
things.
people who do
that
that.
kind of thing. We call it pay down the pum pum. So you don't necessarily have to get to have sex with me or have a relationship, but because you're interested, you have to pay down on the pum pum.
That is him
You
watching his
understand?
investment.
So men normally do that.
But a woman is not an investment. Or maybe you can't
But that's
look
how
at
they
it that
think
way.
of it, though.
Maybe you can't think. But
you might say a woman is not an investment, but once a man starts taking care of you, he watching his money.
I don't think you should
you
take
are
care
his
of
money.
me. That's the thing.
Why not?
Don't take care of me, but you
Don't take care
but
of
you
Julie,
do
but
have
take care
to-
of you.
I
No,
don't
I don't want
mind
to take care of
either.
me, but it doesn't mean you don't have to spend to do things with me. But I don't want you to take care of me. You don't need to pay my bills on this.
I
But
want you to take care of me. What shipping is that this girl talking?
Julie, shut up.
we have different beliefs.
What?
Yeah, we have different beliefs. I think
Julie, if a man really genuinely likes you and he decides he wants to, because he has that level of disposable income, and that's how he also, not just in action,
You need to go watch Russell Wilson.
but he also believes as a man expressing love is financially taking care of you.
it's not mandatory for a man to take care of me. Is that a better way of saying it? I do not need him. We're going off topic. It's not mandatory for a man to take care of me. it doesn't mean that I would not allow a man to do nice things for me. I've dated millionaires. I've told you this before. So that's not the issue. The issue is I don't think I should sit down and wait for a man to pay for my school, pay my rent, buy me a car. That's not what I want. Whatever you bring is just addition to what I can provide for myself.
And that does not
that's
mean
okay for me.
because you're doing it that you can put your hand on me.
And that does not mean you can put your hand on me. Because the point I wanted to make is that it's some married man sometime, half of the time, you're the side woman and they want to be that controlling. You understand me? They have their wife at home and you're the woman on the side.
And they want to put their hand on you.
Still want to put their hand
cannot-
on you. Because they don't want you to
They want
smile
nobody
for
else
somebody
to
else.
watch your pum pum.
It is that level of ego and backward thinking that they need to make them drink Clorox and breathe it. Because it's always men
I
like
don't
that.
condone that talk, eh?
Where you can say what you want.
I
Because
do
any
not
man that
condone
hit
that
me,
talk. You either leave
and I
him,
cannot
you stay
win
and
the
take
fight,
your blows.
and I
But that
cannot win the
revenge
fight.
thing, no.
So you checking if he hits you, you best he unalive you because he going
And if you don't get to unalive me, my whole family will be looking for him. So best you just go and look back now. Story finished, right?
or he
there.
getting Clorox.
While he's sleeping too. Let me show you. Let me show you it can happen. Okay, she wouldn't like that. I was going to show you how it would happen. So while he's
But Julie, you already man, Julie.
I never do it already. Because no
But
one...
you thought about it.
Where's
Watch
my
skin
lawyer?
very pretty. Any man put a mark on my skin, it's a wrap. Like, I want to be strong for women who have been abused and not say certain things. But any man put their hand on me, I do not care. There's no child to think about. There's no jail to think about. There's none to
Jane,
think
you're gonna sit on
about
stock farm.
for me.
And
You
lose
don't
weight.
do that.
You're going stock from and lose weight.
Massive
You know,
and tits now.
and you know, like how you just said that, oh, sometimes he's the breadwinner. As I said, I'd lose weight. I'll leave you. We're going to
Well,
have it
leave
out.
him.
No.
Leave
but
him.
you know, there are men that will beat you and go sleep because they're big, bad, and brazen. So they'll
revenge.
beat you and go lie down in so you must lie in your corner. and
You're gonna
cry.
kill him as revenge.
Yo, drown him with Clorox while he's sleeping. I will never go through that. I'm so sorry.
Please
So,
take a note that if
You're dating Julie.
don't hit me.
And I don't condone this message.
You don't have to condone it. I'm not sending anything from the Bible to condone. But what man needs to condone is to stop beat women. Stop putting your hand. And right now they're more slick with it.
I think it's a two-way street too because some women can become very aggressive too towards men.
Oh, definitely.
And
they need to
I
stop
mean,
too.
Domestic violence, I think sometimes we one lane about it. We
Yeah.
always put it the woman,
Because
the
that
man.
is domestic violence. What you're saying?
Oh, definitely, but not after you domestically beat me.
Not after you domestically violate me.
Not after you beat me within the
okay.
household. And go sleep and even had the nerve to dream.
Snore.
No. And I
triggered
can
you?
watch him. Of course I'm
fully
triggered.
triggered.
I'm fully triggered. If my daughter would tell me one day her man hit her and I still have breath, even with my old knees, it's a wrap. If my sister would say, like, you don't understand how much this is like rape for me, because this is a violation of your temple and your space. It's a real, true
Nothing
violation.
can compare to rape. I think that's one of the worst things you can do to a human being.
Because you're
But when you don't beat me, it's rapey, become a vagina. Can't get wet for you again.
No.
So anytime you want sex from me at this point, it
Julie,
just feels like
Julie,
it's gonna feel like a violence. Because if you hit me, I would
stop right
never,
there. Stop
ever
right
want
there.
you again.
To any woman or even a man who has been raped, you cannot put that in the same category as being hit
by a
physically.
partner.
You cannot compare people's trauma. So someone who have been raped may be like, oh my
Julie.
God. But someone who have been beaten, they can get PTSD from that. They can be afraid to date just like the person who
rape
been raped.
is 100%.
I guess we'll talk about that
on
one
a
day.
different category, and we need to be very sensitive. That could be worse than death, because it's like every day
You're
wake
taking
up
away
feeling
from
like you're
somebody.
dying
You wake
all over again.
you've taken away
That
the
is
person's
the ultimate
power.
level of violation.
There are
Yeah.
women who have been beaten to an inch of their life, and you're trying to tell me you don't think that feel
I'm
like dying
saying
every
do
day?
not compare
The
That's
two.
All I'm saying is do not
I think
compare.
they-
I don't think they're
similar brackets.
comparable.
I don't think
I don't
we
think
should,
they're. I don't
and I
think we
think
should
it's
compare them.
offensive to survivors of rape to compare the two, because often rape comes with that level of physical abuse. So they're getting both of it. You're getting beaten, you're being restricted. And you're being violated to the, like,
They're
the
taking
worst,
something away from you.
and you can never get it back.
Well, my direct statement was, if you beat me, for me to have sex with you after that, it will feel like a rape.
But that's
because
one-on-one.
I could never, ever
I think
feel
that's a horrible statement to make.
wet for you again.
That's a
you understand
horrible,
me?
That's a horrible statement
For you,
to
for
make,
you to even come in me, your cum will have to crawl across the room and climb up my leg because I will not be able to be
Julie,
physically.
That's one man. If you're raped, you often have an issue getting in a relationship with
Any
anyone
man
ever again.
after.
I understand you're saying I understand the severity of rape for you. I get what you're saying. However, I do feel
It's not just
like,
for you in general. I think rape is very...
Listen, I consider there's days I wake up and I thank God that has never happened to me. Right? That's like, thank you for protecting me, because there's so many people that has, or children, even being raped by your own spouse. That is so traumatizing, Julie. Like, that is such a sensitive topic. I honestly have to stand my ground.
Julie nails like...
because
I have to stand my ground on this. That is hurtful, even as someone who that has never happened to. That is very hurtful for you to compare the two. You not being able to get wet for one man being compared to being raped. I think you should retract that statement because that is on another level. That is on, I'm going to be quite honest with you, that's on another level.
I don't know how y'all feel about that, but
I mean,
I guess
honestly, I feel we can't compare the two. I'm inclined, I mean, I'm not as passionate as Ash is about it, because obviously our life experiences is different, and she might, as she says, she's not experienced it, but she might know somebody and have had to probably help them through it, whatever the case might be. Experiences are not the same, and how she might feel passionately about it. I don't think the two are the same or can be compared. You can compare the two. I feel like a huge part of it, rape, nobody asked for it. Not that people ask for a beat down. Nobody asked for it. At the same time, it's something that can happen to you when, from a stranger, from a partner, from, and so much is being taken away from you compared to DV, right? I'm not saying that DV is not bad and rape is not bad. I just don't think we should compare them.
Yeah.
I just don't think we should compare them. I think a person's experience of rape is valid. You know, their perspective is valid. As somebody with domestic violence is also valid.
Yeah.
And I don't think the two have any comparisons. That's just how I feel.
okay, point taken. I hear you guys, and I
understand how passionate you are though about somebody.
Within
within
my
I respect
foundation,
that.
I deal with people who have been raped. I deal with people who go through domestic violence, and I mean, we can talk about this one day. I think we spoke about this when I did the show. So this is not. I hear what Ash is saying, but when you put yourself in a position and you understand what it's like to be beaten daily in a household where a man will beat you and beat you and beat you, and you hate yourself, you want to cut yourself, you want to kill yourself.
Julie,
you can. It's my opinion, Ash. You can actually feel like it's comparable. Okay. And this what we're talking about tonight, I guess, is a sensitive topic. But the reason I even do healed is because I've been molested and beaten. And I can tell you that when you're talking about comparison, you cannot put your place, because PTSD is PTSD. A man can beat you and a man can rape you, and both make you feel like you do not want to be here. People go through PTSD in different ways. Someone could be beaten and never want to date again. Someone could be raped and never want to date again.
Julie, we're not disagreeing with what you're saying.
I think you can put it in the same bracket. It's not a comparison. When I tell you that if a man beats me, I can never get wet for him again, it was not me comparing it. I'm saying it's like he's raping me because I will not be able to get wet again. You making it into a comparison now is not what I was doing, but I'm saying one will go with the other.
Well, we can agree to disagree. I think we can agree to
think we should
disagree.
just leave it at that.
I think we can agree to disagree. And essentially, I don't think that my call or my plea is that the violence
Needs to stop.
needs to stop.
Full stop.
Violence
in every
against-
capacity.
Yeah, it
Verbal,
needs-
sexual, physical.
It needs to stop.
Emotional.
We're
Yes.
having a serious case of an increase in violence in the Caribbean. We can speak for Dominica. There's gun violence.
There's sexual violence.
All of that, and I don't like. I'm not understanding. I mean, we can go into it more in depth at another time, but I think there are a lot of other factors that are playing into it, factors that we have not touched on, factors that we might not even be able to speak on because we're not
We're not
experts.
in the position, yeah.
Right? We're not experts in those things, but I believe that the current state of affairs in many different countries is what's causing people to snap and behave the way
100%.
behave the way they're behaving. And some of some of the people who are behaving that way, like we said, you're like, why? Like how? Like you're
Professionals,
shocked.
these
Like
people, quote, unquote,
yes,
decent.
like you're just like, how did that happen? How did we get there? Like I never knew you to be that person, and you don't know when that snap happened and what triggered it. And it's unfortunate. I think we need from a Caribbean perspective, we need more social assistance with dealing with these things. We need a lot more focus
And
to be placed
support.
and support to be placed on mental health, nurturing, and all of
and
that.
gender equality, even in the space of domestic violence.
Right. I think a lot more of
100%.
those conversations need to be had. We need more of that being spread on radio, on more communication material, sensitizing. We still have people laughing when people get beat up. Like
Yeah.
I know of people who will stay in their home and they'll hear a woman getting beat next door and they will not even come to her rescue. Right?
But they
It
say she'll go
happens-
back with the man.
right.
Yeah.
It happens and they laugh about it. So and almost like we've normalized these things so much, and we need to do better by this. And I think we can end with this.